Carry On at Your Convenience, the 22nd film in the legendary Carry On series released in 1971. While now considered a classic, the film struggled at the box office upon its release, partly due to the political climate of the time. But what is it about this film that's so memorable, and how did it go from flop to fan favourite? Let's take a closer look. Carry On at Your Convenience is set in the world of industrial plumbing and revolves around the factory W.C. Boggs & Son, which produces bathroom fittings. The plot humorously explores the chaos caused by workplace misunderstandings, union disputes, and personal drama. The cast, as always, is full of familiar Carry On faces. Sid James stars as Sid Plummer, the factory foreman, who spends more time dodging work and winding people up than doing his job. Hattie Jacques plays his overbearing wife, Beatty, who owns a pet budgie with a surprising talent for predicting horse race winners. Joan Sims plays Chloe Moore, Sid's next-door neighbour and factory colleague, who often finds herself in the middle of the workplace antics. The factory itself is run by the uptight and hilariously pompous Mr. Boggs, played by Kenneth Williams, who is constantly exasperated by the antics of his employees. Charles Hawtrey is Cyril, the factory's eccentric designer who provides some of the film's quirkiest moments. Meanwhile, Kenneth Cope takes on the role of Vic Spanner, the self-important and scheming union leader whose constant strikes and disruptions drive most of the conflict in the story. One of the film's standout subplots involves Beatty, budgie, who gains notoriety for predicting horse race winners. Watching the usually stern Hattie Jacques interact with the budgie as it chooses winners is pure comedy gold. The absurdity of the situation, combined with Jake's deadpan delivery, makes these scenes some of the most memorable in the film. On paper, the film seemed like it had all the right ingredients for another Carry On hit. However, its release coincided with a tense period in the UK, marked by widespread strikes and industrial unrest. For many working-class viewers, the Carry On series' core audience, the film's satirical take on union leaders and workplace disputes felt tone-deaf and out of touch. Kenneth Cope's Vic Spanner, while funny, came across as a caricature of a union leader. His over-the-top antics, such as calling strikes at the drop of a hat, made him the butt of the joke. For audiences dealing with the real-life union struggles, this portrayal likely struck the wrong chord. Despite its initial reception, Carry On at Your Convenience has become a fan favourite over the years, and part of its charm lies in its imperfections. Take, for instance, the infamous blooper involving the pedestrian. In the scene where Vic and Bernie are talking outside Vic's house, Bernie sitting on his motorbike, a pedestrian can be seen walking past multiple times in different directions, clearly part of the same take. While it's easy to spot on repeat viewings, the pedestrian doesn't acknowledge the camera, making it a subtle yet amusing continuity error that fans have come to love as a quirky Easter egg. The film's seaside sequence, where the factory workers take a trip to Brighton, is another highlight. It's classic Carry On chaos, with Sid James and Joan Sims stealing the show as Sid and Chloe navigate a series of misadventures. The camaraderie between the cast is on full display, and Kenneth Williams delivers some of his sharpest lines as Mr. Boggs, who's thoroughly out of his depth among his unruly employees. Another key subplot in Carry On at Your Convenience revolves around Sid's daughter, Myrtle, played by Jackie Piper. Myrtle works at the factory and is caught in a love triangle between the timid yet kind-hearted Lewis Boggs, played by Richard O'Callaghan, and the arrogant union leader, Vic Spanner. While Vic is determined to win Myrtle's affections, his boorish behaviour and self-centered antics only push her further away. Meanwhile, Lewis, the son of factory owner Mr. Boggs, wins Myrtle over with his gentle nature. The tension comes to a head during the Brighton day out, where Myrtle and Lewis secretly elope, much to the shock of their families and the delight of viewers. Their romantic arc adds a sweet and wholesome element to the film, providing a charming contrast to the broader slapstick comedy. So, why is Carry On at Your Convenience now considered a classic? With time, the political tensions that overshadowed its humour have faded, leaving behind a quintessential Carry On film. It's packed with the innuendo, slapstick and charm that define the series, and the performances from its iconic cast are as delightful as ever. Today, the film is celebrated for its originality and its place in the beloved Carry On legacy. It's a reminder that even when the jokes don't land perfectly or the timing feels off, the heart and humour of the series shine through. What do you think of Carry On at Your Convenience? Is it a misunderstood gem, or does it pale in comparison to the series' bigger hits? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more nostalgic deep dives. Thanks for watching, and as they say, carry on.
He must have seen the results in the paper.